you all for this technical session of our international conference on pharma- on emerging trends in pharmaceuticals, health, and applied science. So this technical session is chaired by Dr. Deepa and co-chaired by Dr. Sunil Kundu sir. So first of all, I would like to invite our first delegate for this session, that is Miss Manju. Ma'am, am I audible to you? Miss Manju Kumari. Miss Manju Kumari, you are not audible to us. Please switch on your camera. Miss Manju Kumari, ma'am, please share your
Good
screen.
afternoon.
Audible. We can see you, but you are not audible to us. नहीं वो तो बता नेक्स्ट को नेक्स्ट को Next delegate is Miss Anushi Tomar. Sorry, Miss Anushi Tomar.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Ma'am, just give me 1 minute to present to share my screen with you.
Okay, ma'am, no problem.
Ma'am, is my screen visible to you?
No, ma'am, not here. Please reshare your screen. Next participant, please get ready. Miss Sunita June. After Miss Anushi Tomar. Ma'am, or you can mail us your presentation.
Okay. I'm mailing it right.
इसको मेल करना अंकित सर पता नहीं होना चाहिए कि मेल
Ma'am, mail ID?
You can mail to Dr. Ankit. Please share your mail ID.
Okay.
Wait, ma'am, I'm just telling you. आपका आप ही वो कर रहे हो ना अनुषी को नहीं लिंक नहीं भेजना वो आपको वो करेगी मेल प्रेजेंटेशन अपनी आईडी बता दो Now the mail IDs Ankit Sawaj, ANKIT @osgu.ac.in. Next participant, Miss Sunita June. Are you ready with your presentation?
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Is it visible?
No, ma'am, it's not visible. WhatsApp करवा दूंगी आपको सारी.
Visible?
No, ma'am, you're no. We can see. Yes, yes. We can see your
Okay.
presentation.
Good
Please
afternoon,
present.
everyone. Myself, Smita June from the Department of Microbiology. And the topic of my presentation is preparation and evaluation of algae marmalades kombucha. Uh, Presentation contents our introduction, methodology, result and discussion, conclusion, and their references. Introduction. Kombucha ferments naturally with SCOBY, organic acid, vitamins, minerals, amino acid, flavonoids, and anions aid. Antibacterial kombucha aids destroy microorganisms. Acetic acid and lactic bacteria, antibiotics, amino acids, tea, polyphenols, sugars, organic acids, ethanol, water soluble vitamins, and minerals are in kombucha. Its moderate in acidity and carbonation make kombucha delicious. Strong carbonation reduces alcohol, making sodas and sparkling wines healthier. Many studies on kombucha have examined kombucha's nutrients. Many die from cancer and prevention fails. Modern meats, fat, calories, stress, pressure, and lifespan raise cancer risk. Cancer therapies often incorporate herbs and plants, anti-inflammatory antioxidants, and appropriate plant secondary metabolites. Popular plants includes algae marmalade, bale fruit. Its nutrients-rich fruit, ancient medical use, and psychoactivity make it popular. Bale fruit contains fibers, carotenoids, phenolics, terpenoids, coumarins, flavonoids, and alkaloids. Antidiabetic, heart protecting, gut protecting, anti-diarrhea, antiviral, antibacterial, liver protecting, antioxidant, and lipid degradation inhibiting fruit. This study proposes to evaluate bell fruit for kombucha and generate new healthy drinks. Method used for the preparation of kombucha is sorting and washing of bell fruit, preparation of juice, must blending as per the requirements, addition of SCOBY, symbiotic culture of bacterium and yeast at 20 to 28 degrees Celsius under aerobic conditions, fermentation for 6 to 10 days, then filtration and storage. Result and discussion. Chemical evaluation done by the following parameters of kombucha includes pH, total soluble solids TSS, specific gravity, total acidity, acetic acid, tetric acid, citric acid, sucrose, glucose, fructose, and alcohol. pH found to be in the range of 3.1 with the standard deviation of 0.07. TSS found to be 4.0 with standard deviation 0.01. Specific gravity taken out 1.03 in the standard deviation of 0.02. Total acidity is 2.4, standard deviation with 0.05. Acetic acid in the range of 1.7 and the standard deviation of 0.04. Titric acid found to be 0.20 with the standard deviation of 0.02. Citric acid found to be 0.03 in the standard deviation of 0.01. Sucrose uh, 14.81 standard deviation 0.21. And the two reducing sugars, glucose and fructose, 7.35 and 1.446 with the standard deviation of 0.03, or alcohol found in a minimal quantity of zero point 0.5 with the standard deviation of 0.02. Along with the chemical evaluation, we found out the sensory evaluation, which includes attribute of kombucha aroma 5.7, taste 8.0, flavor 6.8, overall acceptance 8.2, appearance 7.5. We have calculated the sensory evaluation by the 10 evaluators. Few evaluators likes it and few don't, and the overall acceptance is 8.2. Conclusion is the current investigation involved the production of a kombucha using well fruit, followed by the assessment of its biochemical and sensory characteristics. It was deemed satisfactory by the consumers. India has an ample supply of bell fruit during its respective season. The presence of a diverse range of health promoting chemical elements the fruit further strengthens the therapeutic effects of kombucha. There is a significant opportunity to utilize bioprocessing techniques to convert fruit, which are high in bioactive components and nutritional properties, into value added goods like kombucha. The
Ma'am, you are not audible. Are you done with your presentation? Ms. Sunita June. Thank you so much, Sunita June. Now I would like to invite next participant, Ms. Sonali Yadav. Ms. Sonali Yadav, please present your presentation. Your mic is also off. Please switch on your mic. Ms. Sonali Yadav, are you there? स्टार्टिंग का हो गया जो अनुषी का हो गया और उससे ऊपर वाली मंजू अब वो करेगी उसका नाम और उसके बाद सर सिक्स्थ वाले तो है ही नहीं अपनी ओजीरा जॉनसन I would again like to invite Ms. Manju Kumari. Are you there? Please present your presentation. For Manju Kumari. Please share your screen for presentation. Ms. Manju Kumari.
उनकी खुल नहीं रही है मैम.
Manju Kumari, can you just please speak? You are not audible to us. Your mic is on.
My mic है. Hello. शो भी नहीं आ रहा. Hello.
Sonali, are you there? Yes, you are audible. Please present your presentation.
My screen is visible.
Yeah, your screen is visible too. Please present.
Okay. Myself Sonali Yadav from the Department of Microbiology. My topic of my presentation is bioprocessing and physiochemical evaluation of fungi prepared by Docus Carota. Content of my slides are introduction, methodology, result and discussion, conclusion, references. Fa- Fungi is a North Indian fermented Docus carota drink. Although acidic, this drink aids milk intolerant people. Anthocyanin improves nutrition, antioxidant activity, and medicine. Kanji is a natural lactic acid fermentation of black carrots, salt, crushed mustard, and red chili powder. The drug is popular for dyspepsia, appetite loss, and liver diseases. It consisted of bioactive moieties including metal chelators, free radical scavengers, chain reaction, and oxidative enzyme inhibitor and probiotics. Docus carota has high concentration of bioactive compounds. Phenolic and anthocyanins contribute significantly to the antioxidant activity of Docus carota. Anthocyanins that impart purple, red, and blue color to numerous fruits, flowers, and vegetables are polar compound help in preventing stroke, coronary heart disease, and dementia. Docus carota consists of five major anthocyanin derivatives, namely cannin, 2-xylose 6-glucose galactoside, 2-xylose galactoside, 2-xylose 6-phenapoyl glucose galactoside, 2-xylose 6-phenyl glucose galactoside, and 2-xylose 6-glucose galactoside. To utilize the benefit of Docus carota, Kanji was prepared and evaluated for its physiochemical properties. Method to prepare the kanji beverage is by fermentation technique. We prepare the carrots by cleaning, washing and peeling and chopping. Then we add some spices to the beverage to make the taste. For example, roasted rye powder, red chili powder, black salt, etc. And then leave the beverage for 7 to 10 days in a glass container at room temperature for the aroma development. And then we store the beverage for further evaluation. And then we evaluate the physiochemical evaluation of Kanji. Some parameters are evaluated. pH was evaluated for in the range of 4.6, standard deviation in 0.03, reducing sugars in the range of 0.56 with the standard deviation 0.01. Specific gravity 1.067 in the standard deviation with 0.03. Titrable acidity 0.43 in the standard deviation of 0.02. Total soluble solids in the 3.3 with the standard deviation of 0.01. Alcohol in the range of 0.8 in the standard deviation of 0.02. Vitamin C content 56 in the standard deviation of 0.02. Along with the physiochemical analysis, we also have the sensory evaluation and non-sensory evaluation. The final beverage was evaluated by a panel of 10 individuals, adults. 20% sample have been taken in the transparent glasses and marked with the three-digit tandem numbers. Fermented beverage were evaluated by acceptability of for appearance, color, aroma, flavor according to the individuals and scaled at it. So we got the evaluation as aroma was liked for the few evaluators and disliked by the few evaluators, and we got the value of 7.5. Taste is liked by very much by the evaluators, that is relatively sweet, and final outcome was 9. Flavor was also neutrally liked and disliked by the evaluators, and the final outcome is 5.5. Overall acceptance was 8.8, and the acidity and alkalinity in it is 8.9. The present study focused on the creation of kanji beverage utilizing carrot, followed by the evaluation of its physiochemical sensory attributes. The consumer considered it satisfactory. India boasts a plentiful abundance of carrot during its distinct season. The varied array of health-promoting chemical components enhances the medicinal effect of consuming carrots. Bioprocessing techniques can be effectively used to turn this vegetable, which has abundant bioactive components and nutritional characteristics into value-added products such as kanji. This process preserves the nutrition, scent, and flavor of the carrot, allowing them to be enjoyed all year round. These are the references. Thank you.
I'm audible. Miss Sonali. Am I audible, Miss Sonali?
Miss Sonali, are we audible to you? Okay, so the next delegate is Miss Anushi Tomar. Please switch on your camera.
Ma'am, actually, I cannot share my PPT from my side. I have mailed it to Mr. Ankit. So, can you
Yes,
please
yes,
run
we
my
will.
PPT?
Yeah, we will share it. Please wait.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Today I am here to present my study on the topic to study the prevalence of premenstrual syndrome and awareness and management strategies among the young population of Delhi and NCR. So, a woman goes through different hormonal changes in her body as adolescence. Changes takes place in the body to prepare for sexual reproduction. At this moment, many hormonal changes also takes place in the body. Premenstrual signs are experienced by approximately 73% of women and up to 40% experience symptoms severe enough to affect daily life. Many women go through physical or emotional change in the days leading up to menstruation. Premenstrual syndrome, which is also known as PMS, is diagnosed when these changes intervene with a woman's daily life. The onset of menstruation indicates that a girl has crossed the biological threshold and entered puberty. Menstruation or period is normal vaginal bleeding that occurs as a part of women's monthly cycle. Fatigue, bloating, breast tenderness, aching, flare-ups, and appetite changes with food craving are the most common physical symptoms. Cyclic breast symptoms affect 70% of women, with 22% reporting moderate to extreme discomfort. According to available evidence, up to 30 to 40% of these women are troubled enough by mononemia to seek treatment. PMS is a series of emotional, physical, psychological symptoms that begin during a woman's ovulation and usually terminate with the start of menstruation flow. The term PMS should be reserved for a severe consultation of symptoms, mostly psychiatric, that lead to major interference with the day-to-day activities and interpersonal relationships. Women with the degree of symptoms probably comprise 3 to 5% of women in their reproductive years. Lifestyle modification include regular exercise, avoiding stressful events, and the maintaining healthy sleeping habits, especially during the PMS phase. Increased intake of complex carbohydrate increases level of tryptophan, a serotonin precursor. Next is objectives of the study. First is to study the symptoms of premenstrual syndrome, to study about the awareness of PMS in female population, to study the different ways of handling PMS, and to study the herbs taken during the PMS phase. Now, the methodology that was selected for the study is this study is conducted in NCR region, focusing on a sample of 100 females, encompassing both working and non-working individuals, indicates a higher prevalence of PMS in nuclear families. This is attributed to the absence of a support system for sharing workload, responsibilities, and emotions within nuclear families. Diet emerges as a significant factor influencing PMS, with regular eating habit or improper diet correlating with more severe menstrual pain. The study observed that in nuclear families, women tend to neglect their own eating habits due to lack of time for self-care. In contrast, women in joint families where responsibilities are shared among members have more time to prioritize their dietary needs. These findings underscore the impact of family structure and support system on women's experience of PMS and highlight the role of diet in managing menstrual symptoms. The methodology is as follows. The locale of investigation, then the samples were selected. After that, the survey was conducting with the help of interviews and discussion, and the questionnaire was filled by the participants for the study. Based on the methodology, we have collected some result, which is as follows. So the distribution based on the symptoms of menstrual is as follow. Nausea was experienced by 35.7% of the population out of 100 participants. Vomiting was experienced by 10%. Constipation was experienced by 4.2%. Diarrhea was experienced by 8.5%. Laziness was experienced by 52.8%, whereas abdominal cramps and fever was experienced by 65.7% and 14.2% respectively. As far as the awareness about PMS is concerned, about 74% of the population was aware about the PMS, and the rest of the population, that is 26%, were not aware about the PMS. Sources of awareness was doctor 30%, magazine, books and newspaper 21 and 22% respectively, whereas the peer group were 27% for the population. As far as the distribution of these supplement concerned, the herbs were taken by 30% of the population, and the rest of the population, that is 70%, had not taken any herb during the PMS phase. Primrose oil was used by 36% of the population, and the rest, 64%, had not used the primrose oil during the PMS phase. Omega-3 supplement was taken by 34% of the population, and the rest had not taken it. Aromatherapy was taken by 26% of the population, and the rest, 74% population has not taken the aromatherapy during PMS phase. There were the different ways of handling the PMS among the population. 25% of the participants had visited doctor about their symptoms. Self-medication was taken by 42%. Ayurvedic treatment was taken by 4%. Homeopathic treatment was taken by 5%. And 20% of the population ignored the PMS symptoms. And 4% think that there is no such thing as premenstrual syndrome or PMS. So the summary and conclusion of my study is as follows. About the symptoms of menstruation, 52.8% of the subjects often had the symptom of laziness. Most of them were suffering from abdominal cramp. 40% were often having nervousness. 67.1% were often suffering from backache, and 52.8% were having discomfort in the pelvic region. The awareness of PMS was present in 74% of the respondents. The majority of them got the information from doctors, and 22.7% from the peer group. About the consumption of supplements, 30% of the respondents were taking herbs, 36% were using the primrose oil, and 34% of the subjects were using omega supplements, and 26% were using the aromatherapy. Majority of respondents were not doing exercise. Only 33% of them involved in the show that they were doing some yoga and normal walking. The majority of respondents were taking self-medication, and 25% of them were going to the doctor. Thank you. I ended my presentation here.
Am I audible to you?
Anushi, are we audible?
Hello. Anushi, I am audible to you or not? Hello.
Anushi? She left.
Hello.
First and foremost, I would again like to welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir Dr. N.P. Kaushik and worthy Pro Vice Chancellor Sir Dr. Rajendra Singh Chillar in this technical session. Now, the next participant is Dr. Okiki. Am I audible to you, sir? Dr. Okiki, am I audible?
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, please speak loudly. We can't hear you properly.
Hello,
Hello. Sir,
this
we
is
can't
Dr.
hear you properly. Please speak loudly.
Okay, this is Dr. Keke from Durham University, Nigeria.
Sorry.
Hello, can you hear me?
So your voice is cracking. We can't hear you properly. Please speak
This
a
is
bit louder.
Dr. Keke from Durham University in Nigeria.
Please share your screen. Dr. Okiki, please share your screen.
Let me see.
Miss Manju Kumari, are you there? Please just switch on your camera and mic.
Yes, ma'am, I'm there.
We'll share your presentation from here. You can just present your
Okay.
presentation.
Okay.
Okay, please wait for a second. Now you can present. And please let us know when to change the slide.
Okay, ma'am. A very good afternoon to all of you. This is Manju Kumari, and today is my presentation on nutritional assessment and impact of dietary lifestyle interventions on health status of selected hypertensives. Introduction. Hypertension, also known as high BP or high blood pressure, is a long-term medical condition in which the blood pressure in the arteries is continuously elevated. And also, hypertensions are two types: systolic pressure and diastolic. Systolic pressure, systolic blood pressure is measured when the heart is contracted, and diastolic blood pressure when the heart is relaxed between beats. Aims and objectives: to study the prevalence of hypertension in selected candidates, to determine the
associated etiological factors among the selected hypertensives, the excess of demographic profile, dietary habits, lifestyle pattern, and nutritional status of the selected hypertensives. To intervene with nutrient-rich functional food and lifestyle modification strategies to evaluate the impact, impact of intervention strategies on selected hypertensives. Methodology. There are five phases. Phase first, selection and grouping of hypertensives. Phase second, formulation of and evaluation of supplements. Third phase is the dietary interventions. Fourth is lifestyle interventions and formulation and evaluation and analysis of data. If you The methodology involved in the present study is given below. Phase first, selection and grouping of hypertensives. Selection of locale. Hospital from Hisar district will be selected for this study. Screening and grouping of hypertensives. Health camp will be organized at selected hospital of a period of 1 week. Approximately 600 identified in the group of 25 to 55 years will be included for the study. Selection of tools of the conduct of the study. A vast questionnaire will be formulated and validated to elicit the demographic profile and associated etiological factor of hypertensions among the selected hypertensives. Global Physical Activity Questionnaire given by WHO will be used to elicit the information of the physical activity pattern. Assessment of nutritional and health status. Number one, anthropometric measurement, height, weight, BMI, WHR, and waist and hip ratio. Food and nutritional intake using 24-hour recall method. Blood pressure level using standard and validated sigmometer and analysis of biochemical parameters, blood glucose level, serum profile, and potassium profile. Formulation and evaluation of supplements, selection of nutritional rich functional food, the food rich in potassium and low in sodium, mainly red gram dal, green gram, cowpea, moth beans, coconut de-oiled, banana, and jaggery, etc. Will be selected to formulation the supplement. Formulation and selection of supplement various traditional recipes, namely chapati, sweet bar, porridge, laddu, etc. will be prepared with the supplement. The maximum score among the recipe will be selected for supplementation. Phase third, dietary interventions. Dietary interventions will be planned for 3 months and execute in a systematic way. About 60 men and 60 women. Hypertensive subjects will be included for the dietary interventions. Phase fourth, lifestyle interventions. The lifestyle interventions will be planned by including yoga, asana, meditation, pranayam, and laughing therapy for lifestyle interventions. The hypertensives will be grouped into group test men and group test women, 30 and 30. And each of their respective same number of control group of men and women. Phase fifth, evaluation and data to find out the impact of interventions. Impact of interventions. Weekly ones of the both test and control group, anthropometry measurement and blood parameters of the experimental and control groups will be recorded before and after dietary interventions period of lifestyle interventions period. These results will be using different parameters.
Hello. Manju, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, are you going to conduct these studies, or whether you have done the parameters, or whether you have gone from these criteria?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, hello.
Hello, yes,
Speak again, ma'am. Hansi Arjuna.
whether you are going to conduct these studies in future, or whether you have done this already.
Ma'am, this is done.
Done. So in your presentation,
Yes, ma'am.
you are using in your presentation you are using the future tense that this will be done and all the things. First of all, this is the main means loophole for the presentation shown. Secondly, can you tell me what is this WHR and WHTR parameter?
WN,
WHR, you have written the parameter
yes, ma'am.
where you have
Weight and height ratio, ma'am. Height and weight
height.
ratio. Yes,
What is
ma'am.
WHR? WHR is
Weight and height ratio.
and WHTR.
One second, ma'am. WN,
WHTR. You have written WHR and
the
WHTR.
weight, the waist and hip ratio. Waist and hip ratio.
This is WHR or WHTR.
Ma'am, WHTR.
WH.
WHTR weight and one second, ma'am. Weight and height ratio is WSTR and WHR weight and hip ratio.
Right. Okay. So these two parameters are assessed to know what things which are representing that a person is going to be hypertensive or he or she is having hypertension. How you will conclude that WHR and WHT are the two parameters which help in assessing the hypertension.
Ma'am, sorry.
Okay. Thank you. Actually, these are the two parameters which assess the obesity. If the person, uh, this waist to hip ratio or waist to hip uh, जो parameter है, if
Weight
it
and
is
height
wide,
ratio.
yes, if it is
Okay.
wide, you can say the weight is more and height is less. The chances of getting the obesity is more, and obesity leads to hypertension. This is the answer for this. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Thank you, ma'am. Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Manju. Now I would
Okay,
like to
thank you, ma'am.
invite the next participant, that is Miss Ravina. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you just present your presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Please share your screen. Please share your screen, Miss Ravina. Are you there, Miss Ravina?
Ma'am, is my screen displayed?
No, no. We can see. We can see your screen.
Ma'am, screen sharing option not displayed.
आप व्हाट्सएप कर दीजिए.
Yes, ma'am.
आप व्हाट्सएप कर दीजिए, आपको नंबर बता देता हूँ.
Okay, ma'am.
930
Ma'am, repeat
930 664
930664
0
0
0344
0344.
0344.
Okay, ma'am.
Omoshaleva, are you there? Miss Omoshaleva, are you there? Please switch on your mic.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Okay, so I don't know how to share my screen.
There is an option below. You can just check out. Below your screen,
Sorry, I didn't get you.
there is
I
option.
don't know how to share my screen.
Just click on present if you can see that option below.
Okay. Sorry, give me a second.
Did you get the option?
Okay, yes. Good morning, everyone. My name is Pharmacist Omoshaliwa Adeshola, and I will be discussing on mosquito repellent propensity of lemongrass emulgel. So, mosquito repellents, these are mosquito repellents, sits among the strategies for malaria eradication program, especially in Africa. But the predominant available mosquito repellents are synthetic, and they have some risk of toxicity and side effects. This investigation, this research work, is aimed at deriving repellents from less risky natural sources, hence why we are using lemongrass. So the aim and objectives of the study, the aim of the research is to evaluate mosquito repellent propensity of lemongrass emulgel, and the objectives were to make an extract from lemongrass, to formulate the emulgel, and to evaluate the mosquito repellent properties of the emulgel. So the methods: fresh lemongrass leaves were gotten from a garden in Karonatara State, located in Nigeria. The lemongrass leaves were washed, they were dried and powdered, and this powder was used for extraction. It was extracted using a soakless apparatus with 1.5 liter of N-hexane and 284.5 gram of powdered lemongrass. It was heated. The N-hexane solvent was heated and it slowly evaporated. And then after it was evaporated, the condenser condensed the vapor and it went back down into the thimble holding the sample. So this continued until all the extract was gotten from the lemongrass. And then after the extract was gotten, it was dried using a rotary evaporator. So now we move into the formulation process. Gelling agent was made using methyl cellulose, and after the gel had been formed, methyl cellulose and water, and after the gel had been formed, triethanolamine was added, and then the aqueous phase and the water phase, the aqueous phase, sorry, and the oil phase was heated at 70 degrees, and then they were combined to form the emulsion. After the emulsion was formed, it was then combined with the gelling agent to form the emulgel. So here we see the table, we see the concentration of everything. This is concentration in percentage weight per weight. And so now we move to evaluation. For both of the emulgels, because we made two emulgels, one with 1% lemongrass extract and the other had 2% lemongrass extract. And so from their organoleptic properties, we see that both of them were green, they were pleasant, they both had the same thickness, they were both homogeneous, there was no grittiness, they had very easy washability, great skin feel, and they were cosmetically aesthetic. As for the pH, the 1% was 7.90 and the 2% was 7.84. They were both neutral. They did not have any skin irritation and they did not have any microbial growth, and they had good spreadability. So for the mosquito repellent test, a jar with light was positioned in a swampy area, and once the light drew mosquitoes into the jar, they were captured in a tiny mesh. And then after they were captured, rats were shared in groups of 4, with 4 rats in each group, and they were administered ketamine 120 milligrams per kg. After this, the first group, which was the control group, did not have anything applied on them. They had a placebo applied on them, and they had an average of 16 bites. But for the other groups, one group was administered lemongrass 1%, another was administered 2%, and the last one was administered positive control, which is DEET. So as we can, please can you move it to the mosquito repellency table? So on the mosquito repellency table, we can see that the lemongrass 1% had within 0 to 3 hours, it had 3 bites, which was an 81.3%. Repellency, but lemongrass 2 had complete hard time throughout. So the conclusion, so through this we can see that the 1% lemongrass extract was not enough to keep the mosquitoes away for a long time. It did not have great repellency, but the 2% mosquito repellent had a considerable amount of time. He had a CPT of 5 hours, meaning that it needs reapplication. And it was also determined from the other tests that the insect repellent is safe for human use. So it is a good substitute for synthetic repellents. So it's a good substitute for DEET. My recommendation from this project is that further study should be done using higher concentration of lemongrass extract for possible increased complete protection time. and a higher stability of emulsion could also enhance complete protection value. I also suggest that a sizable amount of lemongrass leaves should be made available for investigation, as well as procurement of a sizable quantity of the solvent to ensure more elaborate studies. Thank you.
Momushal, am I audible to you?
Yes, you're audible. I can hear you.
Okay. So can you tell me what is the use of triethanolamine which you have used during the formulation after the preparation of the gel?
What is the use of?
I'm saying what is the use of triethanolamine which you have added during the preparation of the gel? What is the purpose of adding triethanolamine?
I'm so sorry. Did you say chai?
Just a minute. Hello. I'm saying
Hello.
what is the use of triethanolamine which you have
Okay.
added? Yes, which you have added during the preparation of the gel.
Okay. Yes. So the triethanolamines used is to balance the pH. So it's first is a good um emulsifier, and it's also a good um it balances as it's good is a good pH modifier.
Okay. And secondly, you recommended that this gel should be used at a high means level. The lemongrass concentration, 2% concentration, is recommended for the human use. Okay. On which basis you are going to recommend us that this particular concentration can be used for the humans for the repellation of mosquitoes?
I'm so sorry, I didn't get that. I apologize. Can you repeat it?
I'm saying you recommended the higher dose of lemongrass to be used for the purpose of mosquito repellation, right?
Yes.
So, what are the criteria which, on the basis of which you are suggesting this or you are recommending this?
If can I repeat what you said? Because what I got is, why do I recommend like a higher dosage? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I'm saying why you recommend higher dose as a mosquito repellent.
Okay, so as you can see, we did it. It had over 8 hours. It had over 6 hours of mosquito repellents, because when the sleeping time of the night, most people sleep for about 8 hours, right? And with the 2%, it only lasted 5 hours. So if a higher dose is used, there could be a longer duration of action. So
Do you find
if
out any? Do you find out any phytoconstituent responsible for this action during your studies? Do you identify
the
any? Means what is the probable action or what is the which phytoconstituent is working as a mosquito repellent here?
it will be the citronella in it.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Now,
much.
to call the next participant, Miss Ravina. Are you there? Miss Ravina, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
You have shared your presentation. Please, you can present it.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. My topic is proprio effect of proprioception and balance training in badminton players with ankle sprain. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, ma'am.
You can speak. You are audible.
Okay, ma'am. Ankle sprain are the most common injuries in various sports such as badminton, tennis, basketball, running, etc. Ankle sprain. The study shows significant reduction in pain and improvement in balance and range of motion, plantar flexion and dorsiflexion, when between the group comparison were done. The reduction in pain can be attributed of cryotherapy and TENS in the experimental group. The application of proprioceptive and balance training is easy and not cost effective, so it can be seen to reduce pain and improve range of motion in players with ankle strain. It can be concluded that the proprioception and balance for 6 weeks was effective in badminton players with ankle strain. So next introduction. Ankle sprain are the most common injuries in various sports such as badminton, tennis, basketball, running, etc. Ankle, in- Ankle injuries in badminton players were 54% to 66.9%. Used for non-contact sports requiring jumps, lunges, quick changes of direction, and rapid arm movements from a wide variety of body positions. Almost 85% of ankle strains involve the lateral ligament. Due- because the mechanism of damage is sudden, strong plantar flexion and inversion of ankle joints. Hence, almost 85% of ankle sprain involves lateral ligament injury. Next, methodology. So, study design, randomized control trial. Study location, Shining Star Sports Injury Center, HL City, Bahadurgarh, Haryana. Time of study 6 weeks. Sample size 40 participants. Sampling method simple random sampling using Lotto method. Selection criteria. Inclusive criteria. Players of age group 16 to 25 years. Ankle sprains, acute and subacute. Playing experience of minimum 1 year. Both male and female were selected. Willing to participate. Pain on VAS scale is less than 5 or 5. Then exclusive criteria, ankle sprain more than 3 months, history of fracture in lower limb, and neurological or muscular disorders. Independent variables, balance and proprioceptive exercises. Then dependent variables are pain, balance, range of motion. And outcome variables are pain, balance, and range of motion. Materials used are goniometer and stopwatch. In data analysis, the data was presented as mean, standard deviation, median, and interquartile range. The normality of data was assessed using Kolmogorov-Simrov test, and between group comparison was done by using Ahn-Whitney U-test and unrelated t-test. For within group comparison with zone signs, rank test was used. The significant level was as set as P less than 0.05. Conclusion. It can be concluded that the proprioception and balance training for 6 weeks were effective in badminton players with ankle strain in reducing the pain and improvement in range of motion and balance. Thank you.
Ravina, am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, can you tell me what is cryotherapy?
Cryotherapy is ice therapy. In patients with acute condition, we prefer icing to reduce the inflammation.
Sorry, I'm not getting you properly. Is there two
Ma'am,
conditions?
cryotherapy is a kind of ice therapy. Icing. In patients with acute acute injuries,
Okay, got it,
we
got it.
prefer cryo icing.
What is this BAS?
But ma'am,
What is BAS?
was
BAS.
ma'am, it is the pain scale to measure pain of patient. Like if numbering 0 to 10, if no pain, then in VAS scale there is 0. If
Listen, listen.
the patient complains of
What is the full
un-
form of BAS? What is the full form for BAS?
visual analyzing scale.
Okay, and what is Coxon sign test?
Yes, ma'am.
What is Coxon sign test, which you have mentioned in your presentation? Coxon sign test. Okay, thank you.
Thank you everyone who has joined us virtually and offline.